Bitcoin to 100K, Bitcoin to explode to 250K, Bitcoin about to reach $500,000. The ETF is going to explode Bitcoin beyond belief. There are a lot of theories out there for Bitcoin, but what if I told you the high majority are about to be shocked? And what if I told you we can back all of this up with pure cold hard facts? Take a look at this chart. Bitcoin has entered the historic phase 2 of the bull run. And luckily for us, Bitcoin does the exact same thing every single phase 2, which usually shocks the high majority. Take a look. Right now, we're phase 2, we rallied up to this yellow line. But that's not the only time we've done that. We've done that every single phase 2 for the entire history of Bitcoin. Take a look, 2012, phase 2, we rallied all the way up to this yellow line and then were rejected. 2016, rallied all the way up to this line and then were rejected. What happens next is the key, because Bitcoin did the exact same thing after this move and the exact same thing after this move, and look at what we're about to do. We are about to shock the high majority. And in today's video, we're going to uncover precisely what we believe is about to happen next in Bitcoin. Welcome in if you're new. My name is Steve. On this channel, we take no paid ads, no paid sponsorships, no paid affiliate links down below. We've never taken any money to promote any scam or any crypto. That is a scam. What we do instead is we talk about the cold, hard facts in the charts. If you like facts, the only thing I ask for you to do is hit that subscribe button. This is our road to $500,000 in this bull run. Hit the subscribe button. Let's jump into it. First and foremost, we got to start out with Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. I hope it was an incredible holiday season. We're back in action right here. We have an incredible chart to get to. Let's get into it. Oh, I do want to say also, huge news. I'm going to be a father again for the second time. We're about to have our second child in this month in January. I thank you in advance for all of the kind comments. I ask parents, what is your advice for the second child? Now let's get into it. We're on Bitcoin US dollar index. We're on the weekly chart here, and things are heating up. We are knee deep in phase 2 of the bull. We are in phase 2 now for 70 days. Phase 2 of the bull typically lasts between 100 and 200 days. We're 70 days in, and things are heating up. Because what we've done is we rallied up to this yellow line. Now, keep in mind, the rally up to this yellow line in the rejection is something that we talked a lot about. A lot of people did not want to listen to that advice. Why did we give it? Because we rallied up to this line, which on a weekly chart with the RSI in the middle of our screen is roughly 84. So Bitcoin generally rallies up to this 84 level, and it generally marks the very first time in years that we rallied up to this level. Because again, we had a market cycle top, we came into a long extended bear market, and it took us a couple years to rally back up here. The first time we do is in precisely phase 2 of the bull. Okay? And you go to 2016, you say, okay, tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. It's never gonna do the exact same moves again, is it? Yes, it is. We had the top of the market here. We had a long, extended, drawn-out bear market. And the very first time we rallied up to this yellow line, exactly the yellow line, was exactly in phase 2 of the bull. The phase 2 in 2012 took about 200 days. Phase 2 in 2016 took about 200 days. But what happened next is the key. Do you see what I see happening in the charts? What did Bitcoin do after it reached this yellow line? Because it did the exact same thing in 2016. Now, when we fast forward to 2020, top of the market here, long extended bear market, huge rally up. The first time that we got to this yellow line was in phase 2 of the bull. Now, phase 2 of 2012, we had kind of two phases combined into one. Okay? But again, we did get rejection from here. This philosophy is a little bit of an anomaly, right? This 2018, 2019, 2020, the way that this market acted was an anomaly. We had sort of two phases in one, but all of the other cycles in Bitcoin acted exactly the same. Even though it was unorthodox, this phase, we still had rejection at exactly the yellow line, even though it was completely unorthodox. But what is not unorthodox is everything that we've done in phase one and everything that we've done in phase two has precisely mirrored 2012 and 2016. Phase one was exactly 200 days in our current cycle. Guess what? Phase one in 2012 was exactly 200 days. Phase one in 2016 was exactly 200 days. If you need a visual representation, here we are, right? We had phase one of the bull, 200 days. It was exactly 200 days in 2012 and 200 days in 2016. Now, if you're new to the channel and you're like, what the hell does that mean? What it means is phase one of the bull actually builds market structure directly on what used to be our resistance at the bottom of the market. Case in point right here, huge resistance. Phase one is built directly on top, and we usually reach the high price right in the beginning, and then the market moves sideways, consolidating, building healthy market structure. This lasts for 200 days. It lasted for 200 days in 2012 and 2016, and guess what? And 2023. So you can see, here's our market structure. This was the bottom of our market. We built market structure in phase one directly on top of our resistance zone. That became our support. We rallied up to a high price right in the beginning, and then we went sideways for 200 days. This is something that our community has prepared for this move sideways. And now we're prepared for phase two to do the same exact thing. But what people are not ready for is what happens next in this phase two, because a lot of people will argue, oh, we're not in phase two, we're not in this, we're not in that. They've been trying to argue for years, but Bitcoin keeps repeating all of the same patterns. So it's time to wake up and smell the coffee. Hit that subscribe button. That's why you're here. We talk about the biggest moves in Bitcoin in a factual manner, not what we want to happen, not some Bitcoin $1 million, $500,000 thing. We talk about what's realistic, okay? A lot of times what I have to say, you don't want to hear, because I'm going so far against the herd that it's outlandish what I'm saying. But the charts, you got to respect the charts. Men lie, women lie, the charts don't lie. So what happened after this rejection in 2012 was exactly the same thing that happened after the rejection in 2016, which we have to talk about because we just got rejected from this yellow line. But this is not a surprise. We talked about it about 3.5 weeks ago of what is going to happen here. We talked about it before Bitcoin even reached this yellow line. Roll the clip. This is what we had to say. Here we are today. We're at phase two, but we're almost at this yellow line. Expect us to see some resistance at this yellow line during phase two. And once we meet this yellow line in phase two, it's highly probable that the market then moves sideways for between 1 and 200 days. So you can see, we are right on schedule. Bitcoin is doing precisely the same types of moves that it's done before. Luckily for us, we do have some market structure here. But first, we've got to talk about what happened after in 2012 and 2016, and then we'll analyze 2023, 2024, so you are ready. Now, 2012, we got rejected from here. And what we did next was we retested our market structure, okay? So Bitcoin came down to retest its market structure, which happened to be the top of phase one of the bull. So the top of phase one of the bull actually held our support during the bottom of phase two. And what the RSI did was it plummeted all the way down here. And the cool thing is it happened within about 70 days. If we take a measured move here, within about 70 to 80 days, is when Bitcoin retested its base after getting rejected from here. Okay. And it came down to a market structure of around in the 50-ish on the weekly RSI. So what we have for all of the facts of 2012, it topped here within 70 to 80 days, came back down, retested its base, which happened to be the top of phase one. Let's look at 2016. Did we do anything similar? Well, we did the exact same moves. We rallied up to here, we were rejected, and within roughly 60 to 70 days, we came down here to retest our base, which, by the way, when we retested our base right here, it happened to be the top of phase one. Do you sense a pattern? Bitcoin is building healthy market structure, and a retest of its base, which happens to be the high price of phase one of the bull, is definitely in the cards. It's definitely in the cards. For a lot of folks, I brought this up several weeks ago, maybe 5-6 weeks ago, about what to look for in Bitcoin. And man, the comments were just like, there's no way in hell Bitcoin is going to drop below 35K. You've got to be on drugs, Steve. What are you talking about? Well, if we keep it simple and we look at every phase two, this touched the base. Phase two here touched the base. The only time that we didn't was this unorthodox situation, which we did retest the base, but it was kind of phase one and phase two built into one. But again, market structure is everything. And the only thing that didn't happen is we didn't come back to retest this market structure. However, there's never an untouched market structure. Because we didn't come down and retest this market structure, we retested it at our market lows. You have to retest market structure to be healthy. So one can say, hey, Bitcoin has a potential to come down and retest this market structure either in the next 100-ish days or 2 years from now at our market bottom. One of them is definitely going to be true. Both of them are pretty great. If you have your buys set up below 35K, they're likely to be filled in the next 100-ish days or in 2 years from now at our market bottom, both of which would be remarkable buying opportunities. This is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor, but I am here to help you with cold hard facts in the charts, and those are cold hard facts. Now, let's dig into it a little bit deeper because this is where it gets interesting, right? We talked about the 70-ish days. We're going to talk about what does that bring us in terms of when we could potentially retest. But we also talked about this kind of 55-ish area on the weekly stochastic RSI. It's interesting and incredibly noteworthy because that's precisely where we corrected to after our rejection from this yellow line in 2016. Came right down to about 50-ish, right? So what is Bitcoin doing right now? We got rejection from the yellow. We're already knee deep in it. We're already about 28 days from that rejection, right? So keep in mind, what we want to see is about 70-ish days from now, or roughly in February, we're looking to potentially retest our base in roughly February and potentially have a similar market structure of around that 50-ish kind of area, potentially in here above this blue line, which would be incredibly healthy, potentially holding support here. And we do have a chance to hold support here. We do have strong market structure at 70, but we're just looking at the facts in the charts. This is where we came down to before, regardless of any prior structure. We had the same move in 2012, the same in 16, and we are here pound for pound, move for move. This is the surprise move. Nobody is expecting that we come down and retest our market structure. The comments were filled to the brim with people saying that there was no chance. But the facts are the facts. This is what I'm here to present you. I want to hear your comments down below. What do you think is going to happen? How do you think this is going to play out? Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you right back here in the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. This bull run is our road to 500,000 subscribers, but I need your help. Today, tell one person about our YouTube channel, how we spit facts, go against the herd, take no paid sponsorships of any kind. Road to 500,000, let's go.